What is happening, guys? You're welcome to SmartExaminer Manager tutorial. Well, there's something that I discovered from the last tutorial. This was actually a bug, okay, but it has been fixed, and that will be available before you get the version, technical release version, which you're going to download. The application is actively under test, and it's going to be so. It's been so for a while now. It's going to be so for probably the next 3 weeks as well, or 2 to 3 weeks before the application is fully released. So if you notice anything, this technical release version, please just let us know. Would be happy to make the fix right. All right, what we're gonna do here is to make some changes to our exam to test if you configurations, okay, from within the SmartExaminer designer. So I'm just gonna load project which we created from the designer tutorial. I'll just make a few changes to it so you see some things working out fine. So first thing I'm gonna do is to change this from client control to server controlled, okay, and I'm going to save. Let me just export this exam. Let me export this exam as tutorial server. No, before I do that, I think I need to change this. Let me change the code to 2 so that it lets me. Okay, I'm just gonna export this to tutorial server controlled. That's one which we're gonna add, and the next one which we're gonna create will probably be force continuous. I'm just gonna still do the same thing. Export to 5 tutorial force continuous. Let me just say FC, and which should I do next? Let me introduce one with another paper. I'm just going to create a new exam paper. I'm going to call this use of English. No, we do not want this showing up. New question. Let me just create 2 questions, 1 or 2. I'm just quickly create 2 questions in this case. I'm just gonna say choose the correct. I don't even know what to just write. Let me just write something simple question 1. Let me just say option A. Let me just create some dummy questions. Please bear with me. And let me just choose the correct option to be B here. And these other question, I think I'm just going to do about the same thing. Choose the answer. That would be fine. Simple question 2. A. Option B. C and D. All these is tutorial, so anything goes. And this is the correct option. I'm going to change this to I'm going to change this to force continuous, and I'm going to allow paper navigation. Yes, and one other thing I would also need to do is to show this answer. Excuse me. Having a sore throat today. I really do not know what's been happening. So now I would export this exam, and well, for this other one I'm going to change something here, and questions to answer I'm going to change this to 2. I'm just doing some random configuration so that you see what is happening. I think I might need to change this as well, I guess. I don't know if I changed it. First continuous multi paper. I think that's just what I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna do testing on these exams which we've just created. And the very first thing I'll need to do after that is to add these exams one after the other. I think it's in here, so I'm just going to do that addition from here. in my tutorial we've added this before, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add this other one as well, and add the last one as well. Oh man, I didn't change the name. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. Oh, no problem. We'll basically be aware of the code. Okay, we'll be aware of the code for the exam. All right. What I'm gonna do next is to map examinees to these exams. So for this, I'm just gonna map examinees. Okay, map to examinees, and I'm gonna map to Rich Boy Davis only because we're just trying to test. Okay, I'm gonna map the two subjects or two papers as you can have it. I'm gonna map these as well. And we just want to test different configurations so you see the effect of them on the client as well as on the manager as well. So okay, that will do. Now where we would have an issue is when we log into the exam, we'll probably get to see all the exam with the same name. Okay, and that could be a problem. So what I'm going to do in this case is to toggle the visibility of some of the exams. Okay, we're going to start with the second one, so I'm going to toggle this one. By default, the user would not see an exam he has taken unless you clear the result. Okay, he has taken this exam, has finished this exam, as you can see. So this one didn't show up. These only three showed up. But if I clear the result, okay, if I clear the result and try logging in again, okay, then I can see the 4 of them, and that's a problem for us. So what I'm going to do is to toggle the visibility of the exams so that we'll probably be able to see just the one we have. Toggle that visibility is invisible. This other one is invisible. This other one is now invisible. So this is the only one here now. And now we can log in and see only one exam, and then we'll know which one we are starting. Okay, I have been connected for this exam. And as you can see, this exam is, or if you remember, it's a server controlled exam. As you can see, awaiting manager to issue exam start order. So this exam can only be started from the manager application. Okay, it can only be started from the manager application. So what I'm gonna do now, okay, I'm gonna take that responsibility of the manager on the system, and I'm gonna save this as the manager application. But that would not reflect. Okay, that would not reflect now because we've already started the SmartExaminer client. So, but what I'm just gonna do here is to come here on this exam, and you can see send start exam command for this exam. Okay, and you can see the number of connections now, which means we already have one connection for this exam already. Okay, if I refresh this, you can see that we have 3 exams that are not visible. This exam is visible based on our settings here. And if I come to the if I click more exam information for this, I can see that this user is connected and is ready to start the exam. So I can issue the start examinees exam from here, or I can do that from here, send start exam command. But it will be easier for me to just do it from here. I think that should be fine. I can also do that from within the examinee's environment. As you can see, he's ready to start his exam. He has finished that exam, but I think we need to reload this to refresh that. Okay, he had finished that exam. Okay, this application is still running, so basically it keeps track of those that has finished within itself, unless it is restarted. So it still says this as finished. Okay, and that's because we did the reset from another application. I think we did the reset from some of the other manager. I cannot remember how we did the reset, but that's just about it. So what I'm going to do is to click on start exam here. Command has been sent to the examinee, and the examinee has received the exam and starts the exam in 30 seconds. Basically create a countdown. Okay, for exam 30 seconds. Next thing we're going to do is to check the show client information, which we set on the other exam. As you can see, it shows the first name, last name, and gender, which we set. You can send this, and if I click hide, send hide, it just sends and hides the information. And exam has started. There are a lot of things happening on the screen, I understand, but here's the exam. The exam has started. This was just to show you the server controlled exam. Basically, the examiner cannot close this exam until he's done with the exam. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is just to click on some sample stuff. At least let me get one. Okay, and you can click on finish exam. In this case, the exam ended, and I got 2 out of 4. I'm always getting 2. Alright, that is it for that one. Then we'll move on to the next. For this, I can toggle the visibility, and I can retoggle this one to work out fine now. So if we try to re-log in, but first of all, I need to log out from this exam, and as you can see, it gives me a hint that I've been logged out. And then I can log into this other one, and I can remember this should be a forced start exam. Okay, this should be a forced start exam, and so clicking on begin exam, it just begins the exam. There is no countdown, there is nothing. I just have my exam to write. Okay, but let me see if I can get something more than 2 in this case. I remember this should be, oh no, I'm not sure. I know this should be C. I'm not sure of this. I'm really not sure of this, but okay, still 2. All right, let's log out, and well, these notifications basically can change the settings from within the application as well. If it bugs you, you can just come to notification and change all this one. Okay, change the settings and notify multiple client connection. I could just leave those 2 and just save the changes here, so it shouldn't alert me basically on connections anymore. So next thing we can do is to toggle the visibility of this one and show this one. Now this very one is a little complex in the sense that it has several things we're looking out for from our settings, and so we're just going to log in and starting the exam. In this case, as you can see, it's multiple paper. It's still a forced start exam, but we're having multiple papers. Okay, by default, okay, it does not allow you to start it doesn't allow you to start the next paper after during the it doesn't allow you to start the next paper when you're not done with the first one. But because we selected the allow interpaper navigation, that was one thing I was trying to explain during the SmartExaminer Designer tutorial. It's going to override that setting. Okay, it's going to override that setting, and because it's first continuous, okay, I cannot choose the paper I want to start. If it was client controlled, I could see something like a drop down here that would let me choose the paper I want to start initially. And so as you can see, it shows me the multiple paper, but because of the setting that says allow interpaper navigation, it means I can jump from one paper to the next, can jump from one paper to the next, and so basically I cannot restrict the user from not jumping to the next question and not starting the other one. So these overrides the settings of the exam paper flow. That's one thing you need to know. The first continuous is supposed to, by default, restrict the second paper, and I can only start this one when I'm done with the next paper, and I'll move to this one. That's basically what the first continuous does. So what I'm going to do here is just pick a few answers and pick a few answers on this. And if you can remember, we have 4 questions here. That's one thing we're to look out for, but we set the questions to answer to be 2, so it only allowed us to pick 2 questions in here. So that's one thing you should remember. I can't remember what I picked as this, but one thing you need to notice too is that for the paper, for the questions, okay, you can set allow shuffle choices, which means that the choices are going to be shuffled. It's not going to be the same at all times. Okay, it's not going to be the same at all times. For this very question, it was the same, but coming down here, we can see that there was a bit of shuffling between B and D. As you can see, we gave each one their alphabet, but there was shuffling in here between B and D. It could do that at any time, anyhow it wants to do that, but that's just about it. So I'm going to click finish exam at this case. Well, before I do that, one thing you need to also know is the exam progress. Exam progress, it's more like the number of questions, is a ratio of the number of questions you have answered relative to the number of questions available. Okay, this is the time progress. So the examinee can check his exam progress against the time progress and know if he's behind or if he's ahead. So what I'm going to do is just click on finish exam here. I'm going to say yes, ended exam, and oh, this case I got 3 out of 4, 75%. That's good. And then you see the result, and that's about it for this tutorial. We've spent a long time trying to test different exam, but I think we've done justice to that. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next tutorial.